Most e-commerce brands are burning money on creative because they treat every new ad like a blank canvas. They do a new hook, a new angle, a new message, and then they wonder why their brand feels forgettable and their MER keeps on dropping from month to month. Today, I'm going to go through exactly how the strongest D2C brands actually scale their creative without losing money and losing the identity of their brand with something I call modular messaging architecture. I'm going to break it down using 3 real brands, Ridge, Grüns, and Oats Overnight, so that you can see how you can actually produce 30 plus creatives for your own brand that reinforce the same brand message without actually sounding repetitive. So here's what most brands are actually doing wrong. They'll launch a new product, test 5 completely different angles, maybe one of them works, and they scale it for 2-3 weeks, and then performance drops. So what do they do next? They panic, they brainstorm 10 new ad creative concepts, and they produce another completely new batch of ads using different messaging, or else just an amalgamation of all of the features, advantages, and benefits of the product because they actually think that this is what will convert for them. And this cycle just goes on and on over and over again until they're sick and tired of actually losing money in their paid spend. The result of this is that your audience never actually associates one clear idea with your brand, and you're not actually building equity in the minds of your ideal customers. Instead, you're just starting from zero with every single campaign and batch of creatives you run. And the part that most founders don't realize is by the time you as a founder are sick of your message, your customer is actually probably just starting to hear it by then. The fix for this is modular messaging. Instead of actually creating 50 random ads, you create 1 to 3 strong core messages, and then you just build iterations around these. Same value proposition, different creative executions with multiple sub-angles that all ladder back to the same main idea. If you think of it like this, you've got your core message A, that's your North Star, and then you've got 3 to 5 different sub-messages or desires that come off that. These are just different reasons that someone would buy, like different proof points, different use cases, everything like that. And then under each sub-message, you want to produce multiple creative formats. So we're talking about UGC, product demos, statics, founder stories, employee generated content. There's tons of different formats that you can leverage here. Every ad ties back to the same brand promise, but each one highlights a slightly different angle. And this will actually help ad platforms to search for new audience buckets and actually prospect you new customers. Let me show you how this works in practice. So the D2C brand that everybody obviously knows is Ridge, and they have one really core message, and that is a better wallet. That's basically it. It's not complicated, but look at how they actually execute this in their creative strategy. Here is an ad that's all about technology, Apple Find My integration, smart features, premium innovation. But the sub angle here is that this wallet is smarter than your old one or your traditional wallet. Here's another one. It's the same brand, completely different look, but this one's all about durability, lifetime guarantee, built to last forever. The sub angle here is that you'll never need to replace it. And then a third execution, this one's kind of all about size. It's showing you the problem, that kind of bulky old traditional wallet that a lot of men have, and the solution is a slim, minimal, modern version, with the sub angle here being just basically stop carrying a brick in your pocket. And then one final one is a gifting angle tied to Father's Day. So save dad some pocket stress, same product, same core message of a better wallet, but it's just a different context or a different angle here. Now the sub angle is for this one that this solves a daily frustration. If you notice what's happening here, every single ad is reinforcing the same core message, that just this is a better wallet. But the thing you should notice is that each one proves it slightly differently. Technology, durability, design, convenience, and that really kind of summarizes modular messaging and what I'm trying to get at here. The second brand that I'm looking at is Grüns. So their core message is comprehensive nutrition that's actually easy to stick to for your average person. Now, if you look at how they modularize it, here's a bold, benefit-driven ad, direct, unfiltered, focuses on one specific outcome for the brand. The sub-angle here is better digestion. That is one tangible result of a comprehensive nutrition for better pooing. We also have this trend-jacking angle. They're targeting people on GLP-1 or Ozempic drugs who need better nutrition support while they're on these. The sub-angle here is that this works for specific specific lifestyle needs and not just general wellness. It's a very specific use case for a specific group of people that might come across their ads. And then here is an ingredient-led execution: prebiotics, fiber, vitamins, adaptogens, 60 plus ingredients. But the sub-angle here is comprehensiveness. You're getting everything you need in one single serving. The same product again, same promise, different proof points. Some ads kind of lead with blunt outcomes and some target specific customer segments, while some focus on ingredient credibility. So they all reinforce the same core idea that this solves your gut health problem simply and comprehensively. The third brand is Oats Overnight. So their core message is high protein breakfast made really effortlessly. So this first ad is all about variety. It shows 30 different flavors, dessert inspired options like carrot cake, cherry pie, French toast. But the sub angle here is that you'll never get bored with this brand when you have your breakfast every morning, because you've got so many different options to choose from. Then this one is an engagement hook. It's just kind of quiz style, pattern interrupt, still showcasing the flavors just through a different format here. But the sub angle is variety and fun, because they kind of angle their brand towards that sometimes. And then here's a functional nutrition angle. It's showing 20 grams of protein, clean ingredients, performance focus. But the sub angle here is that this is a real meal replacement and not just those sugary oats that other brands or other cereal brands in the market might be doing. This one is just highlighting pure convenience. Just add milk, no cooking, no prep, done in seconds. So the sub angle here is breakfast literally can't get easier than this. But again, want to highlight that every single ad reinforces the same three pillars: 20 grams of protein, 30 plus flavors, effortless convenience. But the hooks, formats, and context are changing between all of them. So how do you actually build this for your own brand? Well, here's a framework that we use with every client that we work with. I call it the 1 to 5 messaging map. Step 1 is to lock in your core messages. What are the top 3 transformations for your product that it actually delivers? Not a features list, not a tagline, the actual outcome. For Ridge, it's a better wallet. For Grüns, it's a better digestive system. And for Oats Overnight, it's just a high protein breakfast made effortlessly. One sentence that will actually act as your core starting point. And then step 2 is to extract 3 to 5 sub messages. What are the different reasons that someone would believe that core claim that you've outlined in step 1? For Ridge, durability, slim design, RFID protection, lifetime warranty. For Grüns, it's digestive relief, bloating solution, GLP-1 compatibility, and just the overall ingredients quality. And then for Oats Overnight, it's flavor variety, protein content, convenience, and indulgence without guilt. Step 3 then is to map creative executions to each sub message. For each sub angle, you want to produce 1 UGC testimonial, 1 product focus video, 2 to 3 static variations, and 1 founder or brand story angle. That will actually give you 15 to 20 creatives per sub message. If you multiply that by 5 sub messages, and then you've got 75 to 100 unique ad concepts, all reinforcing the same brand identity. Step 4 then is to rotate and don't replace. Every month, you want to test new hooks, new creators, new formats, but you always tie back to that original 5 sub messages. And this is how you stay consistent while constantly iterating on your winning or losing creatives. So here's why this system actually works. First, it builds brand recall so much faster. Research shows that it actually takes 5 to 7 impressions just for someone to remember your message. So when every ad reinforces the same idea, those impressions will actually compound for new customers. Second, it gives the algorithm clear signals so that Meta doesn't get confused by random messaging. It'll actually learn what converts and find more people like that. Third, it just creates a lot more scalable creative operation. Your team isn't actually trying to start from scratch with every ad they create iterate and every month. Instead, you're iterating within a system that makes sense. So the core takeaway here is stop treating every creative batch like a complete rebrand. Stop chasing novelty, and just for the sake of novelty, keep chasing it. Build a modular messaging system, one core idea, 5 sub-angles, infinite executions, and that's how you actually scale your creative without losing your brand identity. If you want help building this for your own brands, or you'd like to work with us, there's a link for a strategy session with me in the description. I'm always happy to chat and give advice to anyone that needs it, so hop on and let's chat. But hopefully you found this video useful, and we'll chat to you on the next one.